Hello and welcome to Hitching the Trailer. I'm Greg, and with me as always is the woman I fall for, my lovely wife Nicole.
Hiya.
Before we get started here, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Pinewood Poultry Pastures. Follow them on Instagram. It's Pinewood underscore poultry underscore pastures. Buy some eggs from them. Let them know we sent you. Also, our other sponsor,
Minty BTs. You have the mental breakdown and we will provide the teas. You can find the shop link in the bio at Instagram. It's at Minty BTs. And a new tea is dropping tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Friday. We're recording on Thursday. We're doing The Fall Guy, speaking of dropping. So, babe, are you ready to pod?
You ready to cast, babe?
Let's go. All right, so The Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. What do we got for a blurb here, babe?
The blurb. A down-and-out stuntman must find the missing star of his ex-girlfriend's blockbuster film.
So, I believe we have already discussed this, but we'll talk about it on the pod. This is a remake from a TV show.
Is it?
We didn't talk about that?
I don't think we did.
So, yeah, this was a TV show that was on reruns when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, it was it was on like mid-afternoon, WPIX, sometimes, WGN or whatever. So I want to say they did, look it up, I think they did maybe 3 seasons. And basically he is a stuntman that he does like operatives for like the CIA or whatever. Go ahead. How many
The
episodes?
1981 to 86 TV
Oh,
series.
5 years.
Starring Lee Majors.
Lee Majors, yeah, the Fall Guy.
The Adventures of a Film Stuntman Who Moonlights as a Bounty Hunter when movie work is slow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What was the whole thing? So obviously the whole thing wasn't like his woman was a director.
No.
Not in the 80s.
No, it looks like the only like thing they brought over was
he was
a stuntman and was doing like work like you said, bounty hunter. In this, it looks like he's getting hired by the CIA to do a mission or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was action packed. I remember that. It used to be like the A-Team would be on, then that would be on, and maybe like Dukes of Hazzards after it.
I don't actually think I know who Lee Majors is, but I remember like people talking about him.
Yeah, he was. I want to say he was a big TV star, not
$6 Million Man.
Remember in 40-Year-Old Virgin when he has the action figure $6 Million Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
yeah. No, I got it after the first.
Well, he did
sound effect.
You got to do it 3 times to show that I'm moving.
Okay. Anyway, I did not realize that, so that's kind of cool.
First question for you.
Go.
Who? Ryan Gosling.
Mm-hmm.
What star does he remind you of from the past? Like he's the next. He's the new.
He's not the next or the new. He's been around for so long.
No, I'm saying, but like this stage of his career where he's doing like action comedy. He did the Nice Guys, remember? Mm-hmm. Then he was in Barbie, another comedy, like kind of like almost like buddy cop kind of era type thing, like
comedian.
Yeah, but in those movies, they were more like he wasn't like always comedy. He was kicking ass sometimes.
Yeah,
but
Ryan Gosling also has like leading man qualities.
But he hasn't been doing that, is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is now he's like into a different.
I feel like you're leading me into who you want.
No. I'm really like, because remember he did that movie The Gray Man recently. That was another like action film. Wasn't as funny.
That was a good movie though.
It was good, but he's not doing like really the lead. When was the last time he was the leading man? Was that the one he won the Oscar for? That was a couple years ago now. La La Land. Like that was a while. That was probably like 5 years ago now.
I mean, he was the leading man in Barbie. Like, what do you mean? Like,
I know, but it was a comedy. His part was a comedy. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? It wasn't whatever it was, The Notebook. Ryan Gosling. You know what I mean?
Notebook Ryan Gosling is peak.
You think he peaked after that? That was the peak?
I don't know if anyone can it's just one of the greats.
But I'm saying, is that when you think he was the sexiest?
When I thought he was the most attractive,
Yeah.
Probably.
So that's
He
what I'm
looks
saying.
really good in this, but I have seen a thing when he got filler in his face. And I don't
But
really like that.
this is his second kind of dumb character too.
I don't think it's dumb.
But
Ken was fucking dumb. Ken was stupid.
But in it, the little parts that they showed, he's
it's
like
comical though. I don't think it's dumb. We had this discussion too about. I don't think that it's.
You never go full dumb guy.
I don't think that this is like a dumb guy necessarily.
But Ken was a dumb guy, and you hated it.
I hated it. Yeah, I hated it. That made him very unattractive.
Made him less attractive. Never go full dumb guy.
But he looks good in this one. I like it. I think he looks attractive. I think him and Emily Blunt look like they have like perfect chemistry together. She's also very likable, so
yeah, she's amazing. I don't know, like I don't think of her. I think she's attractive, very attractive. You don't get like sexiness from her, really.
No.
But she's very pretty.
Right, but I think that
she seems very cool.
I think she's somebody that like her talent and personality kind of outshines her attractiveness.
Right.
Which is rare for women, I think, in Hollywood. I think they're so much more acknowledged for their looks and everything like that. And I think that her and her husband seem like a great pair.
John
so
Krasinski's
I think that it's like
he's from Boston.
They just seem so likable. They seem like we could have them on the pod. We could chit chat, you know.
You want to chat? You want to tag them in this? Maybe get on. Be like, hey,
on the pod.
John Krasinski, we're gonna do If for Hitching the Trailer Junior. Will you come on with Austin?
If you ever happen to be in the Pittsburgh area, you
know. No, I just think that it doesn't seem like he's doing serious roles anymore. He's like past that. And I feel like
love to make blanket statements on things, and I just don't think that's accurate. I think that he's just doing. It's just the roles that he's been doing. I like he's past that.
Right, but I do like The Nice Guys. I love the one with him and Russell Crowe. They were actually supposed to make a part 2, but he couldn't get out of the contract for doing Angry Birds. He was talking about that the other day. He was pissed about it. He was one of the voices in Angry Birds, the movie, Ryan Gosling.
Really?
And he couldn't get out of his contract to go to Nice Guys 2, so they never did it.
What a bummer.
Oh yeah, he was talking about it the other day.
Angry Birds, that is.
I'm sure that movie made $1 trillion.
Oh my God.
Angry Birds was like the #1 game.
Yeah.
When they definitely struck while the iron was hot.
Yeah, the kids and I watched that show. The movie. They have like several actually different shows on Netflix. If you know it. Yeah. But not for me.
Trolls does too.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with Trolls, where they made a bunch of shows,
like
not the main people. Yeah, because they had the main people in them, but the shows they have kind of sound like the people. You know what I mean? Like Justin Timberlake's not in the Trolls show, like the.
No.
Just like Ryan Gosling's not in the Angry Birds shows or whatever. But what's your favorite Emily Blunt movie?
Ooh, favorite Emily Blunt movie. Her original like OG of I feel like what you know her from is Devil Wears Prada.
I never saw
it. She was like the most. You've never seen it?
Mm-mm.
Shocking
to me. The only thing I know about that movie is when Michael Scott was coming in and being rude to Pam the whole time, and then at the end he's like, "I'm so sorry. I thought she was the main character, and obviously she was the villain."
She also just did. Let me pull up her IMDb.
Because I can't think nothing pops out at me. I feel like
she was really good in. She did Mary Poppins, and she did her very well.
I only watched part of that with you guys. Yeah.
The Pain Hustlers movie that came out on Netflix, I watched, and I liked her and Chris Evans. That was good.
Oh yeah. I saw a little bit of that.
Oh, wouldn't you say A Quiet Place?
Quiet Place, I was thinking of, but she doesn't talk in that mostly.
A Girl on the Train. I liked that one. I really liked because I had read the book.
What was that one?
I thought that one was good. I feel like did you not watch that one?
I don't think
that
so.
was like more of like a psychological thriller.
No, I don't remember.
That was a good one. I feel like I've started and never finished. Oh my gosh, Edge of Tomorrow, which you would think I would like. It's her and Tom Cruise.
I did watch
I've only
that.
seen like a piece or two.
I did
of
watch
it.
that. Was she in? What's the one? It was with Robert Downey Jr. Was it not Doctor Dolittle? Was she in Doctor Dolittle or something? No.
No.
One for some reason. Oh no, Jungle Cruise with The Rock.
She was in Jungle
That's
Cruise.
what I was thinking
That was a
of.
good one. That was cute.
Yeah, we watched that with the kids one day. Yep.
I don't remember The Adjustment Bureau. Her and Matt Damon.
I know I watched it. But
I know
don't
I
remember.
did too. I feel like she was a dancer or something, and she did ballet.
Where are the dancers?
And the blurb, the affair between a politician and a contemporary dancer is affected by mysterious forces keeping the lovers apart. Yeah, I do. I remember parts of it, but I don't remember the whole thing. 5-year engagement.
Oh yeah, that was good with
It's kind of depressing, I guess.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
no spoilers. With what's his name from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, right?
Yep, Jason Segel.
Jason Segel. I never remember anybody's names. On the spot, never remember names.
Yeah, you're not the worst though.
I'm like, the tall guy there. The other.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, we just watched that. Well, we didn't finish it. That's right. She was the wife.
I'm sorry. You can give Oscars to whatever you want, but that shit was terrible.
It was long.
What was I watching?
Yeah, you know what's crazy is that, they're like, oh, your movie was 4 hours long, put it up for an Oscar. That Killers of the Flower Moon,
that was Well, that was that.
Can we get an hour and a half movie?
Leonardo DiCaprio won the Oscar for it. Was the Bear movie where you
Oh, right.
That was another one.
Was it The Revenant?
It's like he has to just do movies, I guess, that are frivolous. No, but Oppenheimer, I was confused. It was like one of those movies.
You're also cooking dinner, so it was something you had to pay attention to because
you're supposed to pay attention for all that time.
They were flipping back and forth.
My God, I must have the attention span.
They were going back and forth between the trial and then this thing and that thing.
Well, they
and that,
were doing a lot of back and forth
and jumping.
But the whole thing was that I was confused. It was like they were giving. I felt like they weren't giving enough information for the amount of things they were telling.
In the 4 hours, you didn't get enough information?
Like their relationship. It was like it was good, and then she was a drunk, and then they had a kid, and then they couldn't take care of the kid.
Well, because he cheated on her. That's why.
The kid off. That's why she became a drunk?
I thought that's what happened.
You don't even know.
No.
Don't even know. That's what I mean.
Because
not enough information.
I think the information was there. It's too tough to pay attention to.
I'm sorry.
Again, jumping around like.
I don't think any people are going to come at me. Any Oppenheimer stands are going to come at me and be like, how dare you? That was a classic. But what?
I just want to say, this is Nicole, who was talking shit about both Barbie and Oppenheimer in the same pod.
Do you think
Barbenheimer.
We're going to get our voices confused? I just needed to make sure.
You're ruining the whole Barbenheimer crew.
God. Could you imagine I'm sitting in the movie theater for both of those? No, thank you.
I guess if it was raining out. Unlimited popcorn? Some places have unlimited popcorn.
If there was unlimited alcohol, maybe.
Alamo Draft House, unlimited mimosas for Barbenheimer.
Alamo?
Yeah, Alamo.
There's no basement at the Alamo.
So the other person in it
is
the
other person what?
In the trailer is the other main character is the woman from Ted Lasso.
Oh, we don't know that she's a main character.
She's she's the one sending him on the mission. She's got to be like a main character, kinda. She works for some sort of government agency. They take him because he's a stuntman to go on a mission. That's what the trailer. We just watched the trailer.
You don't know that she works for any. You have no idea what she works for.
She was the one.
You are guessing things.
She was sending him on the mission.
Okay.
Because he was a stuntman, they wouldn't suspect him.
So the thing that I love is that he's a stuntman for Aaron Taylor Johnson, who I find super attractive.
Who's Aaron Taylor Johnson?
You would know him from the movie Savages, which is one of mine.
Oh, the other guy. Not
Other guy.
Not
Who?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy is not in Savages. God, you're right. What is wrong with you? You don't know names.
Who's
You always know this guy's name.
the main guy?
Riggs.
Oh yeah, Taylor Lautner.
No. Oh my God. This is bad.
Taylor Kritchner.
Get this out of here.
What? What's his name? I know it's Taylor something. Taylor Kirsch.
Itch.
Taylor Kid. I knew it was Taylor.
And he played who on Friday Night Live? Tim
Riggs.
Riggins.
Tim Riggins.
You were like, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know Tim Riggins. I know Matt
Are we doing
Sorensen.
Kat and Kim from Saturday Night Live, where they just sing at the same time? Yeah.
I know the characters of things. I never know the
Okay.
people's real
Well,
names.
you didn't even know that. So. But he's super attractive. He's been in the news a lot lately, I guess, because he's been doing a lot of movies or whatever. And he has a
Which one's doing a lot of movies?
Aaron Taylor
Oh,
Johnson,
okay.
and he has a
ATJ.
20. I don't know that anyone calls him that. I think he has a 20-year age gap. Him and his wife.
Really?
I think
He's
so.
the younger?
Yeah.
No, I was kidding.
Yes.
His
He was
wife's
born in 1990. Do you know how old his wife would be if they had a 20-year age gap?
Yeah, not good. 2010,
What are
she
they
would be
living on
14, right?
Yeah. What are they living on a cult
On Epstein's Island.
farm? She's a director, and
Okay.
she was born in 1967.
Whoa, she's older than me.
Yeah, a lot older than you.
Yeah,
So
That's
that's kind of
crazy.
crazy.
that is kind of cool.
And I guess she was like 40 some odd when they got together or whatever.
Yeah, that's.
And
I mean,
people
and
are
he was
like-
20.
And people like
Two.
say so much stuff about it. I guess other than the optics of it's inappropriate in a sense of like having such a huge age gap.
Mm.
Not inappropriate, but
You know, we don't mind the age gap.
well, we have an age gap. We are 10 years apart, and
I'm
Let
younger.
you forget it.
I'm to the younger.
Your dream. But I think that she is not necessarily what other people would think is as attractive as his partner should be.
Rude.
I'm just stating why I think there's an issue, because I honestly
Can I see her?
think, yeah, I think that if he was married to Holly Berry, I don't think anyone would really have like
That's a good point.
a huge issue with, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. But she looks kind of. Who does she look like?
I don't know.
Uh,
Herself? And then I mean, like,
yeah, but 20
you're
years.
a man, but like,
But 20 years ago, you don't know. Like if they got together 20 years ago.
yeah, but he was still like him. You know,
Well,
like,
no, it wouldn't be 20 years ago because then he would have been
yeah, no.
14.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that. They got married in 2012, I think it said.
That's 12 years ago, so he was in his 20s.
You're supposed to be the math guy. You're like, and they have 2 kids.
He was 22.
So think about that. So
Yeah.
they might have gotten together when he was maybe like 19.
Yeah. Hollywood now.
Well, that's
Hollywood.
part of the problem.
Hmm.
That's part of the problem. We've been having this discussion a lot lately. My friends and I have been having this discussion a lot lately. I think now that we're older, and I think that now the older guys or whatever, and like the amount of like older guys that we dated when we were younger, and it's like, what did, you know what I mean? What did like a 17-year-old guy want with me when I was like 12, 13 years old?
It's weird.
That's gross. You know,
Yeah.
like there's.
I mean, yes. But
You're gonna say because I was
no,
12 years old.
I was not going to say that.
I know you wouldn't.
But that's a weird time of like when you mature, You know what I mean? Because
there's no
well,
12-year-old on
I
the
just
planet
I
that's
knew
mature enough.
I knew 16 and 17-year-olds that were like still
Yeah, but
like.
it's still gross. It doesn't matter. Listen, we weren't.
No, I'm not saying it's
discussing,
not gross. I'm just saying that's different than being 25 and
Oh, definitely.
and
25 and 45.
or 21 and 15.
No.
That's what I mean. Like, that's kind of the same age
It's
gap.
still, but it's still.
It's creepy and it's
Age.
weird that they're not hanging around with people their own age.
It's just still. It's a power dynamic. That's all. That's what
Okay.
it really has to do with. It really has to do with like somebody having the power over you, and that's what comes with age,
Right.
regardless. Like.
Right,
You
because
think about it with your own kids. You know what I mean?
they weren't getting the attention or being able to have the control over girls their own age, so
Yeah.
they, you know what I mean?
Anyway,
Right.
that took a hard left turn. But I like him. I'm excited to see him in this movie. But
But they didn't show him in the trailer though, did
Yeah,
they?
they did.
Oh.
I'm guessing he was the one that wound up dead, but he's the one that he goes to look for.
Oh,
He's
okay.
the movie star that they like sent him off to go look for.
So our girl from Ted Lasso,
Mm-hmm.
she hasn't. Again, I could be wrong because the one thing
Waddingham.
I know she popped in up in the show Willow that I watched that got canceled anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But what?
She hasn't been in like.
That's what I was wondering if she did like some British shows.
She's
or
been in British stuff, yeah.
Since Ted Lasso, or because she didn't. It doesn't seem like she really capitalized so far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ted Lasso just ended last year, but
yeah, no, she did stuff like kind of like.
That's why I think they're going to bring Ted Lasso back. They've been talking about like either spin-offs or because none of them are really gone on to anything else. You know what I mean?
She was in Game of Thrones. Didn't you watch that?
Yeah, that was before Ted Lasso.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about after Ted Lasso. But I think they did rumor that they were going to maybe do more Ted Lasso.
I don't know why they do that. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because you know what? All you do with stuff like that is run the risk of fucking ruining it.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
Because they like money. And it makes money. When you have something that makes money, I know it probably will ruin it. Like you got all these shows go too far.
Yeah. So, but they did it right. End it. Put a pretty little bow on it.
Right.
Leave it where it is.
Well, look at Curb though. Curb ended after what was that, season 6? They took like 3 or 4 years off, and then he came back, and now it just ended again. And I heard him on a podcast. He's like, "Yeah, it's ended." Like he wasn't saying that it was done forever. So there's always a possibility. Because he said the last time he did that, he was done with the show, and then he missed the show, and then he's like, "Let's bring it back." But it was just as good when it came back, maybe even better.
Yeah.
So if they could do that with Ted Lasso, then I'm not going to be mad. Well, I mean, the thing with shows nowadays, as opposed to before, they only do like 8 episodes. It's not like they're doing 30 episodes where they run through every single piece of, storyline that could be possible. Like, I don't know what else they're doing on Grey's Anatomy, but how they have to be regurgitating like 3 times over their storylines, right?
Well, I mean, I don't even know who's still on it.
Just the one girl, I believe. I remember when you were watching that like religiously, you watched like 15 seasons, and then you're like, there's like 10 more.
Did I watch that many? I don't know that I watched that many. I don't think I did because I think
I remember it was on in this house 24/7.
Was I pregnant?
Yes.
I feel like I tend to watch
you binge
stuff when I'm pregnant.
I think that when you were pregnant with Austin, is that when you watched like Roseanne, Cheers, all those?
Sawyer, I think.
Okay. When you were pregnant with Austin, that might have been Friday Night Lights time. We binged that because we had never seen it.
Like it's crazy. It's been on since.
Oh, you're talking about Grey's Anatomy.
2005, and I remember being so excited for the show to premiere and being like so
20
into
years.
it.
Like, it's about to be 20 years.
So into it.
20 years. How many episodes do they have a year? 32. There's like
There has been 431 episodes of Grey's Anatomy.
that's insane. That is insane. Remember when we made the drinking game for House? That was another one that we binged.
Yeah.
I bet you could make a pretty sick drinking game with Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
It's like leg severed, chug. Hashtag reasons to chug. Oh, an appendectomy. That's 2 sips. Like they have to be doing the same. Like how many surgeries could there possibly be?
I don't know.
How many times do you think a gunman has come in? Because I remember a gunman came in and shot somebody. How many times do you think they've done that? Who of your friends still watches it?
I don't know if any of my friends still watch it.
Didn't
Ronnie was the longest.
That's what I'm saying.
Ronnie was the one that used
Ronnie, comment on our stuff or text us. Let us know how many times lone gunmen have walked into Gray's Seattle North or whatever. What was it called after a while? They changed the name of the. How many times have they? How many times have they changed the name of the hospital? B. How many lone gunmen have there been? What was there? Multiple bomb scares.
Gray Sloan Memorial.
Bomb scares. I bet there was over under 7 directors of medicine. There was 3 when you just watched. You watched. I said 15 seasons, probably like 8, and there was at least 3 directors, maybe more.
When we lived in a beach house when we were all like 20, 21.
Grey's Anatomy was on then.
Yes.
When you were 21, Grey's Anatomy was on. That's how.
I feel like that was a long time ago.
Wow.
But
20 years ago.
Ronnie, it was not 20 years ago.
Close to it.
No, it was not. That's not close to it. Your mathing today is not mathing. Like, no. Anyway, Ronnie used to always fall asleep. And the Grey's Anatomy DVD and the DVD, like, music used to just go and go all night. So, like, some point, like, somebody in another room would wake up.
And be like, Ronnie, shut that shit off.
Turn off our TV and go back.
You know what I always used to fall asleep to?
What?
The Shrek DVD. And every, like, 20 to 30 seconds, the pigs would go, play the movie! And that's all.
Why were you falling asleep to Shrek?
I like Shrek. It's a great movie.
Is it your biography?
Maybe. Onions, donkey. An ogre has layers, donkey.
Onions.
No, he was talking about it.
Onions.
Get out my swamp. I would say Shrek might be the greatest animated movie of all time.
I think you're on drugs.
What's the greatest animated movie of all time?
I mean, it's not even a Disney movie. You're not even putting a Disney movie in there.
Yeah, because they're not better than Shrek.
What?
What? I asked you to name one, and you're just stalling now.
You're
stalling.
You're being so aggressive.
Top of my head.
Shrek.
Top of my head. Shrek.
No,
number one.
Top of your head. We were talking about it. That's not
number
off
one.
the top of your
Shrek.
head.
Go. You're number one. Go ahead.
Little Mermaid.
Ugh. That's not even the best Disney movie. Beauty and the Beast better than
reaction.
Beauty and the Beast better than Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Not better than Shrek.
Why is this even an argument?
Because Shrek's the best animated movie of all time.
Okay, that says you. What about Toy Story?
Maybe second, third. Monsters Inc. maybe on that list.
Luca?
No, Luca's not on that list.
Luca.
None of the new ones are on the list.
Luca would be
maybe. If we're doing top 5s, maybe Wreck-It Ralph makes it.
This is your opinion. Like, I don't know if you know that. Like, you don't work. Is your name Bob Eisner? Like,
no.
I'm confused.
But I have the number 1 movie trailer podcast in Plum, Pennsylvania, so that counts for something.
I think Plum in its entirety is about 3 miles.
No, Plum's a lot bigger. You drive out and you're like, oh, welcome to Plum. I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't I already in Plum?
You just drove in a circle.
Probably.
Around our block.
Not good at driving. We got way off topic.
Shocker.
So, this movie, who else, do you think Tom Cruise could do this movie?
Yeah, instantly.
The comedy, though?
Instantly.
You
Have
think?
you seen Night and Day?
Yeah. Wasn't great, though. Again, I don't know if this movie's going to be great, but...
This movie has all of the ingredients, I feel like, to be a good movie. because it has the action. If you don't like an action movie,
That's what
you're nuts. An action movie is fun.
I think. This is if Tom Cruise was in it, the action would be too intense. This movie, when they were showing like the fight scenes before, they weren't like super intense. They were kind of like he was kind of like joking through it, like ooh ooh ooh, like I don't.
Whatever you just did,
I don't.
so terrible.
I don't think Tom Cruise would be able to.
Is that just like in every podcast? Do we have to every episode? Do you have to go? Could Tom Cruise have done it?
Well, because that's your favorite actor
Could
ever.
Tom Cruise have done
That's
it?
your favorite actor ever.
So what should I ask you?
I don't know.
Could The Undertaker do it?
No, Shawn Michaels could though.
Could Russell Crowe do it?
Russell, yeah, because a younger Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe's a little getting up there. Although he's probably going to get jacked for Gladiator 2, I would assume.
Gladiator 2, they're going to push him out in a fucking wheelchair.
He's not that old. How old do you think he is?
He looks like he's...
No, he gained a lot of weight, but I guarantee they're going to get him on the roids, get him back to jacked up. They got to.
They might have to get him on the Ozempic before they get him on some roids.
No, Ozempic makes it atrophies your muscles. They couldn't do that. That would be counterproductive.
Okay.
Look, how old is Russell Crowe? Look it up.
How old do you think he is?
62.
I feel like every episode you've like you might as well have been like Barbie. Could Tom Cruise have been Barbie?
No.
I feel like you come at it.
No.
So...
You know who he could have been? Will Ferrell's character. Like he was in Tropic Thunder. In like costume. He definitely could have done that.
I think he could have been Barbie. That's how good he is. And we're waiting. Russell Crowe does not want us to know how old he is. It's like not coming up. He's hit it. His weight is also hit him somewhere. Yeah. Russell Crowe.
Let's see. Drum roll, please.
Born in New Zealand.
Yeah.
He's a Kiwi. And he is a 60-year-old Kiwi.
60. I was close. I said 60.
60.
See, that's not bad.
Middle name?
Winston.
Ira. His actual name is Russell Ira Crowe.
There you go. But yeah, Russell Crowe definitely could have been Fall Guy.
I disagree with you. 100%.
Who else could have been? Matt Damon?
You're going in like the people who have done this type of movie already, and
I'm talking. Matt Damon never did like comedy / action. What do you do comedy? I'm doing comedy / action.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, of course, Ryan. That I didn't take. He's Deadpool. That's perfect. I wasn't going for the obvious. I'm talking about people who maybe haven't done this role before. John Krasinski. He can do the action because he did whatchamacallit.
Just because somebody did it doesn't mean they can
But
do
it's
it
good.
well.
The show.
Jack Ryan. Reacher?
No, Jack Ryan is right. Do you know in that show that they had
Did Jack Reacher?
Tom Cruise? Do you know in Jack Ryan when he's like in a completely serious scene in the background they have the drawing of Dwight?
Yeah. Have you seen this man?
Fantastic. Love Easter eggs in a movie.
Yeah,
because when you look at Ryan Reynolds, Free Guy was basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Tom Hardy could have done that. You said Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy would be a good one. Because one of my
Venom.
favorite movies.
I'm saying that's a similar role as Venom, because he's not completely seriously action guy. You know what I mean?
No, but one of my favorite movies was Tom Hardy, Chris Pine, and Reese Witherspoon.
Oh yeah, Sweet Home Alabama.
No, oh my god, like stop.
Sweet Home Mississippi.
You're so close.
Act of War.
This means war.
This means war.
Close.
I knew it had war.
And I don't think that movie did super well.
I actually enjoyed that movie. I remember
that
I watched that movie with you, and I did enjoy it.
I wasn't crazy about her choice in the end, because
I don't remember what it was, but
Well,
you would
it
have
was-
taken Tom Hardy, so
I would've
obviously
taken Tom Hardy. So
she took Chris Pine.
Yeah, he was just like, no, absolutely not. But they did it in like a wholesome way because Tom Hardy had a kid with his ex. They had him and the ex get back together. But
there you go.
no, sorry.
All works out for everybody in the end. So now, obviously, we talked before of this movie, coming from a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of other movies that were good
Mm-hmm.
that were based on a TV show?
The first thing that literally comes to my mind is Starsky and Hutch. I don't know why. I wasn't even alive when that TV show was out.
But you knew the movie because.
But I watched the movie. Obviously, I don't know if it was really that great, but that's just what came to my mind.
Starsky and Hutch. Trying to think what else.
A-Team. Remember they did that.
A-Team.
Whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper, right?
Yep.
Who was Mr. T?
Dukes.
Mr. T?
No, it was a MMA fighter. Rampage Jackson, I think, was his name. Dukes of Hazzard.
Johnny Knoxville and who?
And Stifler. Sean Michael Key?
Sean Williams Scott.
Sean Williams. Terrible.
You're terrible at it.
And it's funny that all those shows were on like the same time, same channel as the Fall Guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Baywatch. Baywatch was. I think the movie was probably better than the show.
Yeah. Well, did you watch the show? I did.
Sometimes. I mean, come on. You didn't watch the show. Nicole Eggert, Pamela Anderson. Well, everybody checked out the show a little bit in my age range.
Yeah. I was a lot younger, so obviously. What do you think I was watching for David Hasselhoff?
What about Beverly Hillbillies? That came to mind too. Ooh, I know which one. Just popped in my head.
Yeah.
Addams Family.
Okay, that was a show. Oh yeah, it was a show.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Yeah, but those movies, we just watched like a bunch of them during Halloween.
Yeah.
The boys liked them. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to think of what else.
So I've got a list for you of
God.
shows that were turned into movies. Addams Family, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
21 Jump Street.
Ooh.
Johnny Depp was in the show.
Yeah, I think they made in the movie they made at least 2 of them.
Yeah. Star Trek.
Yeah.
South Park.
Wow.
I know. This is just the list. I'm not.
Right.
Fugitive. Didn't know that was a show.
I did know that was a show.
The Naked Gun.
I didn't know that was a show, but I love that movie.
Twilight Zone.
Well, yeah, they made a movie. It had like 3 different, almost like it was like 3 episodes put into one movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of like shows that they did, like X-Files.
They actually the movie I'm pretty sure recreated. There was a famous William Shatner, Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking out the plane window, and there was something on the wing, and they did that in the movie too.
Was it a woman in colonial garb?
No, it was like some sort of animal or alien or something. But he was the only one that could see it.
They like tied it in.
No, he was just freaking out.
I would do too.
But he was the only one that could see it, so he might have been going crazy. We don't know.
Sex and the City. I have a funny thing about Sex and the City.
Go on.
So back before I was with you, I was dating this guy and his sister. He had an older sister who just was awful, and she lived in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And Sex and the City, I think 2 came out.
Ugh.
And I was like, oh, I don't know. I just thought it was terrible. I just didn't like it. And she looked at me and she was like, well, you don't live in the city, so like you don't get it. And I was like, these are like a group of menopausal women on camels. I'm pretty sure that has nothing to do with living in Manhattan. And I think I get that it was just a terrible movie. Like,
I also have a terrible story about that movie.
go on. Did you see that movie?
No.
Okay.
When it came out, I was working at Ruby Tuesdays, bartending, and there was a theater right there, and we had about 12 martini glasses in house.
And
And
going to
Ruby Tuesdays get a
Tuesdays
martini,
get a martini.
and everybody wanted a Cosmo, and when I did not put it in the glass, they were losing it. These menopausal women were losing their mind, and I'm like,
well, you know why.
this is the worst day of my life.
Well, you know why. You know my theory. There is no worse group on the history of the planet
Than people that go to Ruby Tuesdays.
than women between the ages of like 45 and 70.
No offense to all the women who may be listening. Though.
No, I mean all the others. I don't know what happens. I am a woman, and
and you're getting close to 45.
I've got a decade at least to go, but I don't know what happens to our brains. It's actually more like 50, 55, I should say. I shouldn't say 45. Like 50, 55 to like 70. I don't know what it has to be menopause because I don't know what happens to our brains that makes us these like ultimate angry, complaining, like have to comment on everything.
Oh, the comments.
See something without saying. See something, say something was not. It wasn't meant for.
It was meant for bombs, people.
Right, it was not meant.
Not for old ladies to be like, I don't know if a rocks glass is it supposed to come in a rocks glass.
You didn't put socks on your baby. It's 68 degrees out.
That seems very personal.
Well, because that's the type of things that women say out loud.
Yeah.
When you're a mom and you take your children out, you have to go through a gauntlet. God forbid you're in the grocery store and your kid only has socks on or doesn't have any socks on. Oh my God, the things that they love to say. But you know what? If you took our children out,
which I don't,
would be like, look, you're a wonderful father. Oh my God, look at you with your children. Oh, please.
Well, that's why I always have you with me when I take the children out, so you can get like rubbed up, like.
Oh, so they can say to me, "You have
you're so lucky." Just so you remember.
So lucky.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
I'm not saying I'm not lucky. I am very lucky. I'm very grateful to have you as my husband and the father of our children. But like, come on.
Oh, I ditto.
You're happy I'm the father of your children?
No, I'm happy that I'm the father of your children. And I'm so no, just kidding. You're the best. What else is on the list?
Let's see what else we got on here. Scooby Doo.
Yeah, okay.
Jackass. Borat.
Wait, was it a TV show?
No.
He was on the Ali G show. That's right. Okay.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Nah, okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They made a couple of those.
Yeah, that's I feel like the movie was first though.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
No, wasn't that a TV show?
No,
cartoon?
there was a movie that came out in like 1988.
Yeah, but I feel like the cartoon was before that.
I don't know.
Let's see.
I don't know. I think the movie.
I remember the original movie. The scene of that movie that just lives in my brain forever is when they got the money through the grate for the pizza.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The pizza guy dropped the pizza down.
And Stabler as Casey Jones.
Stabler was he? Was that movie? Yeah.
Yeah, he was Casey Jones.
Were you a TMNT kind of guy?
Not only did I love the movie, I loved the Nintendo game. I used to play it all the time.
My brother had the Game Boy game.
I actually, when I used to go like the mall arcade drop off, that was one of the main games me and my brother always played.
So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
First thing what's the
earliest
date?
Cartoon, 1987.
And the movie came out 88?
The movie came out in 1990.
90? Really?
Yep.
Wow, I thought it was earlier than that.
Nope. And Stabler was not Casey Jones.
Who was Casey Jones?
The guy who looks like Stabler. Elias Koteas. I guess he's gonna.
What else was he in? Because he does look exact.
He was in Look Who's Talking 2, and he played Kirstie Alley's brother.
That wasn't Stabler? That wasn't Stabler?
No, it wasn't Stabler. Now, you asked that question about who could play Ryan Gosling. Who could play Emily Blunt? Her character. She's a director.
I know. Right away, who I'm thinking of, and I can't think of her name because I know no one's name, but I almost mistake them for each other. The girl that was in Neighbors.
Rose Byrne?
Yep. Rose Byrne. I get them two mixed up all the
Do you
time.
really?
Oh, yeah.
They don't even really look like.
They both have accents, though.
One's English and one's Australian.
They're still accents. I can't tell the difference.
What?
They just sound weird to me. I don't know.
They sound weird to you?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're like the American.
Well, I sounded weird to a lot of people when I was younger, too, so.
Oh, I bet you did.
But, yeah, no, I think she definitely could have played that role, Rose Byrne. Yeah.
I don't see it.
Her from Neighbors is basically the same thing. They're like...
They are not in any way, shape, or form the same character.
It kind of is the straight, kind of funny, kind of fed up with this person. That's the character. Who would you think? Jennifer Aniston?
No. It's too old. Sorry.
Well, I'm not talking... I'm saying primetime Jennifer Aniston.
I don't see her as a movie star. That might sound weird, but I just don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it that the one movie?
What movie?
She's been in multiple movies that I like. What was the movie we were watching the other day? Vacation?
The one with Adam Sandler.
Not Vacation.
My favorite.
Yeah, just go with it.
We're the Millers.
We're the Millers. Just go for it.
Just go with it.
The one with Vince Vaughn.
The breakup.
Breakup.
That makes me sad.
I know, but it was still a good movie. Horrible Bosses. She's been in good movies.
Okay.
And she's been good in them. Like she hasn't always played the same character. Like Horrible Bosses, she was completely different.
Yeah.
You know? We're the Millers, same thing. She was like more snarky, more... That's what I'm thinking of this movie. Emily Blunt seems like snarky, kind of.
I think that's just because she's British, though. I think that's the part that you like.
Wait, is she British or is she Australian?
She's British. Rose Byrne is
See, I wouldn't even know which one is which.
I don't even know how you do that. Like, how is that even a thing?
I don't know. They sound the same. Who else would you put in there? My girl?
Who's your girl? Mila Kunis?
No. Well, yes, she could be in it.
What's up?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
I think she would be perfect in this movie.
Yeah, she's a good one.
Although she's not British, so who knows?
You have to be British, you think, for this one?
Who would you put in there? You didn't pick anybody. You've just been critiquing my picks.
Because I don't really like doing that. I don't like doing.
You brought it up. Are you joking?
No, because you did it in the first place.
Okay, we could have moved on. You brought it back up.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone would be excellent. You're right.
But they
see, you're good at this. We should do it every pod.
Because now they've done this. They've done something.
Well,
so that's part of
the
the
two of them are
like
the
hard,
new McConaughey Hudson.
Is they have like a already established chemistry.
The new McConaughey Hudsons, her and Gosling.
I don't feel like it's new though.
Cooper,
like, you say everything
and Lawrence,
new.
right?
Yeah, like they've worked together a bunch.
And they do those type of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Before that was Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn. Who else? The duos.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I would. Well, Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore. They did more than one movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. They like doing those. You know, it's kind of smart, I guess, when it works one time.
When it works,
go back
yeah.
To the well. I thought they were going to do a Steve Carell, Tina Fey there for a minute, but...
I don't think that movie really did what they hoped it would do, you know?
Yeah, it was a weird time. I kind of like that movie, though.
Yeah. Date Night?
Date Night, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he also did the remake of Get Smart. That's not on the list, Get Smart. That's another one.
It was like all the way on the bottom.
Yeah, because he did that remake. And it was kind of the same, almost a similar character to Date Night, so I don't know if that's why. And Get Smart didn't really do well, so people were like,
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah.
I'm sorry, what?
Taxi. You remember that movie?
Would we call them a duo?
I don't know. Spitballing here.
Stop spitballing. Let's go to, is there anything else about this movie we need to discuss?
I I think the only thing we need to know is how many wheelies you're giving it. No.
Please stop. Let's stop trying to make fetch happen.
Are you hitching your trailer to this?
Yeah, it's got everything I like. It's got comedy. It's got a little bit of romance. There's a lot of making out in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of making out.
Oh, yeah.
And action, which I'm on board. So yeah, I am hitching my trailer. What about you? Are you hitching your trailer to this one?
You know, this movie's right up my alley. You know,
It's right up both our alleys. I think.
Yeah, we'll be watching it. Hopefully, it's not away from Amazon too long. With Amazon Prime, where we can order it.
Yeah.
'Cause we ain't going to the movies to see it. Not with these kids.
No.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Again, thank you to our sponsors, Pinewood Poultry Pastures and Menti Bee Tees. Get on there, order your tees, sweatshirts, stickers, whatever you want. Mother's Day is coming. Get those gifts going. Also, I need some follows on @ReasonsToChug. Check it out. Got some cool videos up there.
Make sure you're following our Instagram. Subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts, to Hitch in the Trailer. Like us, give us reviews.
We're on TikTok. We're on X, it's called now. Instagram, everywhere.
We're doing it all.
Everywhere you go. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening and stay hitching.